Hi everyone, Miriam back again. And we had an unexpected transit today at like around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Scorpio moon directly opposite Uranus in Taurus. This was an extremely short but extremely impactful transit that happened today. So for me, this looked like it affected my relationship with myself and my relationship with my mother. Okay, so I have a Scorpio moon already, and there's a lot of like general information about Scorpio moons being very in depth with their emotions, very much in the waters. They are very intuitive, passionate, and is often misunderstood. Like a lot of people see it and they're just not able to hold it. They're not able to have a container for all this depth. And that was a huge frustration for me. It was a huge frustration for me, and how this showed up was okay. So let's move back a little bit. Let's a little bit of background and see how everything kind of like, let me paint the picture as much as I could for y'all. Okay, so I believe it was last year. My grandfather passed away. He was very ill, and we took care of him. Myself and my family took care of him. He recovered from his main illness, but he still passed away from complications or just age related stuff. And that was a very unexpected. It was a huge loss, right? I'm a type of person, I try not to have so much emotions when it comes, or so much feelings of like, oh, whoa, onto me when someone passes away, because that's just part of life. It's the cycle of life, and it's part of how things work, right? We see it every single day. Um, but it this was extremely significant because he was a great father figure for me, and he was a great pillar of strength and wisdom for my family, and he established a great sense of heritage and lineage, and he left a lasting impression on not only his family but many people around him in his community. And so this loss was great. And through that loss, I attempted to rekindle relationships that was already drawn out. And I tried to reach out and form relationships with others who I haven't really formed a relationship with. And in that process, I reached out to a family friend, or specifically a friend of my mother's, um, and try to make a friendship with her. And we did try to hang out a few times. We hung out a few times. And during those times, I noticed that we don't get along. There's a lack of compatibility. I feel extremely drained after our conversations, after our meetings, after our hangouts. I feel I absorb a lot of her negative energy. And me being someone who's receptive, who's able to listen and to hold space for people's most difficult emotions, she was able to talk a lot about insecurities, hurts, betrayals, complications, all of those things. And I felt extremely drained because it wasn't something that brought light to me. It wasn't something that empowered me. I felt I was doing a service to someone with nothing in return, albeit she's a very generous person. I give her that. But yet it was lacking, the energy boundaries were lacking. And when I try to put those up, it's like we have nothing to talk about. And when we try to talk about things that is neutral ground, is our main ideas of what we find is fun and entertaining is completely opposite. And so we are just not meshing in ways that is helpful. And so after 3 times of hanging out with her one on one, I decided that I wouldn't reach out to hang out again. And that brought in a lot of confusion from my mother. She liked the fact that we were hanging out and that we were friends and that we were making a friendship. But when I told her this, like, I want this relationship to go back to where it was. We were distant. We didn't have a personal connection. I just knew her from you, and I think that was better. That was better. I appreciate everything that she has done for us. She's a very generous woman, and I really like that about her. But I don't think a friendship will work with us. And so since then, I pulled back. I pulled back. When she comes up, and she usually just comes up once a month, once a year, I mean, because of her birthday, and her birthday recently passed, and my mother had time to spend time with her to celebrate her today. And she asked me to come and spend time with her, but the timing wasn't working for me, so I said maybe I'll be there, and I'm not being there. And then that was it. That was it. Honestly, I found it very it, I liked to not be so forced to be in a relationship or force a connection with someone who I just don't feel like is a good fit for me. I just don't think is a good fit. So her birthday passed, and today I didn't expect her to come over. And so when she did, I was in the middle of doing something. I said a quick happy birthday, hello, greet her. I didn't get up from my spot to go give her a hug and everything. I didn't expect her to leave right there. That right then and there, I didn't expect it to be a in and out type of deal. I thought she was going to be here for a little bit, a few more seconds, a few more moments, so I could go up there after I finish what I'm doing to give her a proper greeting, a proper happy birthday or something. So after everything finished, my mother came and she said to me, why your energy towards her like that? Like, it was so short. You didn't give her salams. You didn't give her anything. You did give her a short happy birthday. You didn't even get up to say happy birthday to her. And I tried telling her, Mother, I remember I clearly told you that I am not having this type of relationship with her. I tried having a friendship with her. We're not compatible. And that's okay. She's a great person. I love her for you. She's your friend. She's not exactly mine in that regard. But I still give her happy birthday. I didn't expect her to not be here. I didn't expect her to be here at all. I sent her a text, everything. She didn't respond. She was busy. I was going to come up there. I didn't know that she left already. So, leave me alone kind of deal. But when she came up and told me, that's not what I said. I was like, what is this? Why is this being brought up again? That's what's my thing. It's like, why is this being brought up again? You're all having secret conversations about me? It's just like, oh no, Miriam, no. It's just like, it was short. I was like, I said salams. I said her happy birthday. I didn't get up to tell her. She didn't come down for the hug or anything like that. I didn't know she was going to be here. I didn't know she left. And I sent her a text on her birthday. She didn't respond. So, let it be how it is. Okay? And she just left it at that. She was like, okay. So, I know this might come back again, but I was feeling extremely frustrated. I feel so offsetted to the point where my mother left. My brother like asked me like, oh, what's going on? Like, why? Like, I noticing something going on there. And my brother was like, oh, what's going on? And I just gave him the whole spiel of everything, and it was intense. It was off-centered. It was off-kilter. It was helter-skelter. It was all over the place, and he clocked out. He didn't expect it to be that intense and that in-depth, and I felt even more frustrated because I was just like, you asked me what's going on, and you're not able to hold space for me. And this is a lot where a lot of my frustrations comes from. I often feel so extremely misunderstood with my feelings. I feel like my feelings are often left to me to take care of. I often feel extremely invalidated, extremely intense to the point where no one really could really hold space for me. And honestly, it's extremely disabling and it's extremely disabling. I feel extremely unfocused, to the point where I even left the house, and I felt myself feeling extremely unfocused to even walk and to focus on my steps and everything like that. That when I finally saw what all these feelings are coming from, and it's the frustration of the expectation to conform to what she feels is best, or what she feels I should go about this relationship, it's extremely frustrating. And then my brother also not holding space for that frustration as well, in a way that was helpful for me, right? He did help me the best way he could, of reminding me of nostalgia of our childhoods and everything. But I still needed a moment to take a deep breath. And when I finally took a deep breath, I was able to refocus on what mattered to me that moment. And this is where I tell myself that it's time for me to be a bit more gracious. Yes, I'm embarrassed with the way I responded. But I found that the ways where I've put down limits in a way that's respectful, I had to understand that I'm not responsible for how other people react to those limits. I put those limits down and I hold firm to that. And I have to keep on holding firm to that. Yes, I'm frustrated with her expectation of her pushback. But that's part of boundaries I've learned. Is that doesn't mean, yeah, you put it down, that doesn't mean they're going to conform right away. That you're going to experience pushback, and you're going to have to build up tolerance and able to hold your center, to withstand the pushback, and to keep on standing on business, basically. And that was a lot for me. I had to reconnect to nature to get myself back centered into what mattered. That was a quick transit, and I think this video is reminiscent or illuminating or just parallel to how quick that transit was, but it's still leaving a lot of impact, because now I'm aware of that frustration that I have with expectations, and now I'm able to get myself ready and prepared for any pushbacks in the future to my boundaries and to my limits, right? When it comes to my relationships. It's really cool that it's a Scorpio moon that's being opposite Uranus, because I have a Scorpio moon, and as I mentioned before, I have a lot of depth, and that with the Cancer sun as well in the waters. And oftentimes many people don't have the capacity to hold that, and many times I feel misunderstood in the intensity of my emotions, that they are often not able to hold space for that, and they want to just get rid of it, or they just want you, like, why are you feeling all this much? Why is it this deep? It is that deep. It is that deep. Because if you were to be in my position, you will be this frustrated. And even when I talk about this to other people, they may say, I might even go worse. I might even go further with it. But I am trying my best to be mature, reserved, respectful. Because I want to be mature, reserved, and respectful. That's who I am. I hope this was helpful for you all. I really find astrology should be more personal. A lot of people give very general readings, channel messages, general information on transits, on the signs, on horoscopes, on just how things going to be looking for us. And I like to give a real example on how this looks for me. And this could definitely give you time to resonate. See you in the next one. Bye.